Welcome back to ASTA. It's July 30th, 2025. Today we cover the explosive EU-US trade deal, Germany's warning, markets' reaction, Trump's Gaza aid plan, and major global trends. Let's begin. In a high-stakes negotiation, the US signed a framework trade deal with the EU. Washington will levy a 15% tariff on most EU exports, including autos, semiconductors, and pharma, while maintaining 50% duties on steel and aluminum. In return, the EU commits to purchasing $750 billion in U.S. energy and investing $600 billion into U.S. tech, manufacturing, and defense over the coming years. This deal averts a threatened 30% tariff scheduled for August 1st and is the latest in Trump's global tariff strategy. While Brussels praised the deal for preserving transatlantic stability, key leaders voiced alarm. Germany's finance minister called it growth weakening, warning of negative impacts on German exports. French President Macron criticized it as a failure of EU assertiveness, saying, "To be free, you need to be feared." In the EU Parliament, several officials decried the asymmetrical nature of the deal, 70% of exports affected, with little reciprocity. Markets initially rallied on the clarity and avoided escalation, but uncertainty remains. The euro weakened versus the dollar, volatility persists. IMF economists warn of escalating trade frictions raising global risk. JP Morgan estimates indicate long-term cost pressure on consumers due to tariffs. Meanwhile, U.S. customs revenue has hit over $100 billion for the fiscal year, a historic high, boosting budget but fueling inflation concerns. Under mounting criticism over humanitarian conditions in Gaza, President Trump announced a plan to partner with Israel on new food distribution centers in Gaza. Details remain vague, but the move responds to global pressure as aid shortages persist. A U.S.-China Business Council delegation is heading to Beijing this week to expand economic dialogue. This follows renewed talks amid global uncertainty, although broader trade negotiations remain unresolved. Across the globe, BRICS leaders continue to advocate for global AI regulation under UN oversight, urging inclusive governance to bridge the digital divide. They promote economic sovereignty and use of non-dollar currency systems, underscoring multipolar economic momentum. Summing up trends, the EU-US deal shifts trade dynamics massively in favor of US leverage. Europe risks economic stagnation. Germany and France push for more assertive sovereignty. Global trade fragmentation intensifies as countries seek bilateral frameworks ahead of Trump's August 1st deadlines. The geopolitical chessboard is realigning. Trade, aid, and policy are key battlegrounds shaping tomorrow's world. This week, leaders traded escalation for a fragile stability. The outcome, a trade deal that stabilizes but tilts the scales. Economies brace for impact. Humanitarian needs go unmet. Global blocs grow stronger. Stay informed with ASTA. Subscribe to follow the headlines as they unfold.